Welcome back, guys. Well, huge NBA news over the past week, actually. And I wasn't here because of Hurricane Irma. I live down in Florida, so yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't been seeing a lot of videos. But I am trying to pick it up a little bit, trying to pick up the pace. But I want to save that for later. But I want to talk about the huge NBA news that's been coming out, both with the Carmelo Anthony ranking on ESPN and Kobe Bryant, trying to make some sense out of it all. Well, I like to tell you this for starters off. I'm going to just talk about Carmelo Anthony. I'm not one of those Carmelo Anthony fans or anything like that. Or anything. Like, honestly, I have friends that are huge Carmelo Anthony fans, and, that's. And they're not even Knicks fans. Sort of like, you have people who are LeBron fans and, they're not Cavs fans, or we go to Kevin Durant, they're Kevin Durant fans, but they're not Warriors fans. Uh, so, yeah, there's sort of those people that stick with Carmelo or LeBron no matter what team they go to. But here's the thing. Over the week, we saw an ESPN ranking that ranked Carmelo Anthony 62nd or 63rd, I believe. It was somewhere around the 60s for player ranking. Now, for me, even though I'm not a Carmelo Anthony fan, I do not think he deserves to have that ranking at all based on what I've seen him do in his NBA career. With Denver Nuggets, he was a great player, and even with the Knicks now, he's not the player that he once was, but he's still a great player. You know, the Knicks aren't a great team. They're not, the best thing to ever see the NBA happen. But Carmelo Anthony is still, I would consider him an all-time great. Not a top 10 player, not a top 20 player of all time, not a top 30 even, but he is still going to be most likely a Hall of Famer. Now here's where I stand with all this. 63rd. I don't think he deserves it all, but I don't think he deserves to be 63rd. I mean, he shouldn't be 63rd. They did this because, I don't know, maybe to strike some controversy or just spur an argument, because guess what? If you're ESPN right now, you want coverage of something, you want something to talk about, First Take has to be talking about something, all the programs, Sports Nation, First Take, as I just said. You need something to talk about on ESPN, and without the NBA season right now, what else are you going to talk about? You already talked about Kyrie Irving and the Celtics trade over and over again, so you need something to talk about. It's sort of like the news on either you watch Fox or CNN or MSNBC, like whatever the hell you watch. They need something to talk about. And the reason why they have commentators on these political news sources or sports sources is because they want to expand. If they just report the news, they'd have nothing to talk about. They have to have a little bit of commentary. And that's why ESPN needs something. They need to talk about something. So maybe they just made this list to piss people off. So Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman in our First Take will just talk about it. For me, I think they also know, the rankers know that Carmelo Anthony should not be 63 at all. But in like what I'm thinking is what I just said. They need conversation. Stephen A. Smith already blasted ESPN for making this report. And, yeah, when you put Carmelo Anthony behind Lonzo Ball, and I think Lonzo Ball will be a great player, don't get me wrong, but Lonzo Ball has not even stepped on an NBA court yet, for a regular season game. He, I think, is going to be a great player, but he's not Carmelo Anthony level yet. And Carmelo Anthony has been known to be an amazing shooter. Doesn't try that much on defense, but, he still should not be 63rd. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. I think he honestly shouldn't be in the top 10. He shouldn't be top 15, top 20, probably top 25. But when you have players in front of him like Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Alonzo Ball, Patrick Beverly, these are all great players in my mind, but they're not Carmelo Anthony level. So ESPN has a history of doing this too. They did it with Kobe Bryant a couple years ago. They put him 93rd for crying out loud. And Kobe Bryant did end up having a horrible season. I believe he got injured that season. I believe. I don't know. I think he did. Correct me down in the comments. But yeah, he did have a horrible season that year. So maybe ESPN is projecting something. I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Write yours. But speaking of Kobe Bryant, I'm so happy for this. I don't know why. I'm just saying. His number is going to be retired in December. Not just one number, two. Both of his numbers that he wore, 8 and 24, are going to be retired. So, what do I think of this? Kobe Bryant, I am just going to tell you guys my own bias. I'm a Celtics fan. But I want to tell you this. Kobe Bryant, even though I am a Celtics fan, he is my favorite player to ever watch all time. And you're like, what? Like, how is this happening? But here's the thing. I didn't get into the NBA probably till 2010. So this is like before Celtics. I mean, this is after the Celtics. And like, even though they still hate each other, they're still a rivalry. They weren't as big because, before that it was Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett going against Kobe Bryant, and, Paul Gasol, Steve Nash, it wasn't like that for me. Like, yeah, we hated the Lakers, but up to that point, it was more up to the Heat and LeBron, or the Cavs and LeBron. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like Kobe Bryant wasn't hated as much, And I didn't really get into the NBA really, because NBA just liked watching 2010, but I got into the NBA really, really in 2013. And this was around Kobe Bryant was getting older, and there was stuff about he's going to retire, injury stuff. But it's just such an amazing thing to me, because whenever I look at Kobe Bryant, he is, to me, the GOAT for 2000s. 2000s basketball, he's the GOAT. And the Lakers got an all-time great of that. And I know we can hate on him. We can hate on what he did, his rape allegations. He wasn't that great of a teammate with Shaq, or any, like Nick Young. He hated Nick Young too. But he is an all-time great. And when I see a player, and the same thing for a musician, I'm not worried about their personal life. I'm worried about their job. Can they do their job? If I like a musician, I do not care about their life in general. You know what I mean? For instance, music. Michael Jackson. I loved listening to his music. A bunch of a lot of accusation against him. I don't know if it's a thing or not. Nobody really knows, except Michael and those kids. But I still love his music no matter what. It's the same thing with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, I loved his playing. Now you guys can debate if because nobody really knows. I mean, I've watched videos on it, and his accusation against the rape. And I think out of the teammate problem and the rape problem, the rape is the biggest. But for just saying this, Kobe Bryant I'm just judging him by his NBA skill. I know a lot of people that are going to come out and say, oh, Kobe Bryant is the leader in all-time misses and missed shots. Like, no kidding. Karl Malone is almost there too. Karl Malone, we don't judge Karl Malone by his misses. We judge him by how great of a player he was, just like we do with Kobe Bryant. Now, a lot of people are debating about which Kobe was better, 8 or 24, and honestly, it was greatness between two. You know, Kobe Bryant had to go to players like Kwame Brown. Oh my God, Kwame Brown. I'm sorry. I love the video where Stephen A. Smith reacts to Kwame Brown. It's it's funny as hell. But anyway, 8 or 24. What do I think? Um, Honestly, I'm gonna go with 24. You know why? Because when you got a player like Shaq on your team in his prime, for crying out loud, with another player like Kobe Bryant and Shaq, most dynamic duo ever. They got Derek Fisher also on their team. Uh, Ron Parker, I believe Ron Parker, yeah, Parker was there too. When you have players like that on your team, you can't help but be good. It's sort of like if I'm talking about Kevin Durant, and I think in the Warriors right now, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Sean Livingston. I'm probably even forgetting a couple. But here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to think Kevin Durant's better than LeBron James because LeBron James doesn't have like, he had Kyrie, he had J.R. Smith, he has, well, you know what I mean. Like, he had great players, but not as much as Kevin Durant did, you know? So, I still think LeBron James is better than Kevin Durant. But I'm getting off track here. I think 24 is better because that was he really did lead that team more. Like, you always debate who led the Shaq Kobe team, Shaq or Kobe. But we don't have debates on who led the Kobe and Paul Gasol or who led the Kobe and Steve Nash. It was always Kobe. We always knew it was Kobe who was leading that team. So I think it's Kobe for 24, not Kobe for 8. You know what I mean? So I think the 24 Kobe was better than 8, even though the Kobe 8 was more athletic, I think. But Kobe 24 was the person who scored the 81-point game and also the 63-point game. And I think he was actually more clutch during that time because you saw that 81-point game against the Toronto Raptors. They were getting smoked most of the game. Like, the whole game, they were getting smoked in points. But Kobe was the only one who was actually hitting those shots. So I think he was even more clutcher. He was a better shooter, I think, in my mind. Defensive, and you can argue. But I think the Kobe 24 is better. But honestly, that's just my opinion. You guys leave your comments down. Now, they're retiring both because Kobe even said, whoever has to wear the other number that doesn't get retired is going to have a hard time playing. Because Kobe's going to be staring that guy down the whole time. You can't fill Kobe Bryant's shoes. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. My NFL predictions should be up soon. Probably tonight before the game. Well, anyway, see you guys.